I'm proud to be an American.
We were built on very questionable uh, origins, and that has not been addressed. There's so much of our history books and things that we teach our children about our country that have been skewed and reworded and redone in certain ways to make us look not like what we should be. And because we haven't recognized that, and even that the Jim Crow era was less than 100 years ago, I don't feel proud to call myself American.
No country is perfect. There still is a lot of racism, which really sucks. But like personally, I want to be proud of anything that is part of my identity.
Also because my parents are from China, they also try teaching me rules from China from over there. In a sense, so I think because the fact that I was born here, it affected like my ways of growing up. I learned to embrace that side of me.
I feel scared because I'm Asian.
For myself, I feel pretty safe in this community. I mean, everyone's been pretty supportive towards the ones who've been attacked and what so, but sometimes I also believe that the media makes it seem 8 times as worse than, it really is. You shouldn't be too afraid, but at the same time, be cautious is what I'm saying.
So all the Asian hate crime attacks makes me like really worry for my parents who work in Chinatown or like just walk in Chinatown in general. And yeah, it's just very scary.
One time my family, we were at a public swimming pool and this lady like came up to us and she started like spitting slurs and just making fun of us, and it was a little terrifying to just like witness that, and just I fear for my family, fear for myself.
No, I'm not necessarily scared that I am Asian because I'm proud to be Asian, but I'm more scared for my grandma because of what people have been, or the rising hate crimes towards Asian like elderly. And it's to the point where I had to talk to my grandma like personally one-on-one about like what's going on, and like I would tell her that like to be careful and that you shouldn't bring out too much money.
I feel like groups care about what's happening to our Asian community.
I have seen little to no actual response from government officials or city officials about protecting Asian communities, especially our Asian American or elderly. I know individuals from different groups support us or are willing to defend us. I think the only big event that I've seen was from Subtle Asian Traits, a group organizing a group to just patrol Chinatowns in different cities. Other than that, outside of the Asian community, I haven't seen any larger groups make any big actions.
I think other groups do care. And like you can see that on, like Jeffrey said, on social media. But I also agree with Jeffrey on the fact that I don't think there's been any huge action. But I think that those other groups do care about what's happening, but we just haven't gotten the support that we need or the backing that we need to actually do something about it.
There are other communities who are taking action though that are not Asian communities, like patrolling the streets of mostly Asian populated areas, and like helping people who have been attacked with medical bills and stuff like that.
People make unfair assumptions about my generation, your generation being Gen Z.
Being the older part of Gen Z, a lot of older generations, specifically boomers, they think very down upon Gen Z. They all think we're stupid. We can't do anything for ourselves, and like we're very reliant on technology. But I mean, look at us now through a pandemic, doing everything online, and considering the fact like the Black Lives Matter movement and just how powerful we are to stand together, like we are a very strong generation and we're very united, and we're probably one of the most welcoming and understanding generations because we're all so mixed and so different.
I think the most negative thing is like saying we're kind of too emotional. I think that part they get it wrong. I mean, everyone goes through emotions, yes, but we're more expressive than I think they can understand about us. I think that's the one part that I dislike. They don't understand how that's how we kind of deal with it. So
Even in media, we are portrayed as toxic people, partiers, people who use drugs, smoke. Even yet, the people who are portraying us as those people are different generations. And going back to what Justin said, how we express ourselves more openly than other people, I definitely agree with that.
I feel like our generation is actually are way more open. Like we are willing to like go out and express ourselves. Like we are not willing to hide what we are to be in this world. And there are a lot of older generations that can't accept that because they think it goes against like law or something.
Community is an important part of my life.
Being part of a community is super important to someone's life. And I found a really strong community in Cameron House, at my school, with my family. And I think that those communities help me as a person grow. And I think it also helped me get through this pandemic.
Like a community helps you open to opportunities and where you belong. Because I was at a very depressed at one point in my life that I completely shut myself out from everybody, and I didn't know how to interact with anybody. And during one of those hard times, Cameron House, it was the community that opened me up to therapy, and it did help. But I was still in that state, like I couldn't trust anybody. And the community did help, it helped me like distract me from those like distressed thoughts, and it did like a huge help for me.
Yeah, like even through tough times the community faces together, it's just like it's nice to have that knowledge that you have people to fall back on. And I feel like communities is just an outlet for opportunities for everybody that are endless, because Cameron House is definitely a community that has opened me to a wide variety of learning experiences and opportunities that I'm very blessed that I was able to have and continue to have even through the pandemic.
Thanks everyone for watching this video. I really want to thank all the participants who took the time to share their insights and be vulnerable with us. I hope this video reminds us all to continue listening to and empowering our younger generation. Thanks.